George has a dream about buying his own land one day and living on it with Lenny, and tells Lenny about his dream. Candy overhears the conversation between the two and offers to pitch in his own considerable personal funds to buy the house. Steinbeck describes George's reaction.
His eyes were full of wonder. "I bet we could swing her," he repeated softly.
George indicates his hope in this scene by believing that he could possibly buy a piece of land for himself, and refusing to believe that the task is too hard for him to achieve. Slim asks George why Lenny and he are traveling together, and George informs him that Lenny isn't too bright, which is why he looks out for him. However, he adds soon afterwards,
"I ain't so bright neither. I wouldn't be bucking barley for my 50 and found."
George saying this is an indication of humility, as it shows that George does not believe he is the smartest around and knows his own strengths and limits. When Lenny kills Curly's wife, George takes Carlson's Luger and goes out to the bush where he told Lenny to hide if he got in trouble. George puts a gun to Lenny's head.
He pulled the trigger. The crash of the shot rolled up the hills and rolled down again. Lenny jarred, and then settled slowly forward to the sand, and he lay without quivering.
George knows that Lenny killed Curly's wife, and realizes that he must be killed for what he has done, and delivers a ball of justice to Lenny's head. Candy's dog is a menace to everyone in the bunkhouse due to the way it smells. Carlson offers to take the dog outside and shoot it.
"The way I'd shoot him, he wouldn't feel nothing. I'd put the gun right there." He pointed with his toe. "Right back of the head. He wouldn't even quiver."
Here, Carlson demonstrates prudence, as he picks the most effective way to kill the dog and resolve the problem of the foul odor. Lenny is looking for his puppy when he sees a light in Crooks's room. He initiates conversation with Crooks from the doorway.
"Come out off and stand away," Crooks said. "Long as you won't get out and leave me alone, you might as well sit down."
Crooks is angered by the intrusion into his abode, yet he allows Lenny to stay because he has temperance. When Lenny makes George's life hard, George tells Lenny that his life would be much better without him. This makes Lenny inform him that he will go live in a cave. George says,
"No, look, I was just fooling, Lenny, 'cause I want you to stay with me."
Here, George displays intense compassion for Lenny, because he knows Lenny cannot look out for himself. So he tells Lenny that he will stay with him. George is telling Lenny about the house that they were going to buy together when he makes his decision to shoot Lenny. He puts the gun to Lenny's head and
The hand shook violently, but his face set his hand steady.
George has trouble killing his best friend, but he has the mental strength to do what is necessary to bring justice about in a clear display of fortitude.